it's a basement here. Under bedroom.
They would have a nice,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, you're leaving the next day.
So then we'll see a gallery.
Two brothers that were engineers.
Yeah, they're going to some really, really spiritual places.
Fun art.
Well, when Doug, they're going behind the house. She's very great. So they'll bring it up, you know, to the group of us.
So is it under?
Oh, not gone.
Well, just.
I printed you guys out the wrong revenue and expenditure report.
No, of them.
Um,
I'm sure.
I know he said they had it.
You don't have a computer, you
I
have
don't
it.
know.
Put it up there.
And that was, yeah. And then.
Sarah Jo likes to go through it, so I can't do that for her.
And then went with my picture and that kind of stuff.
I printed out, fire department, both of the fire departments on.
Yeah.
Because I did that for Jerry and then I kind of did it for you guys and forgot to change the
Just to
account.
see if the procedure would. Yeah. Because the procedure would determine, if it was successful or not, yeah.
Well, that's good.
So, but the time is.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
I was places like in Marshall.
Yeah, it's just like the beach. And I know the place from St. Bridget's.
See what I mean? Didn't go in here, but down there.
Why down here? Why down here, though?
To look for food.
Is it open? Is it locked?
Oftentimes there's food down there for like elections,
Oh.
hall rentals.
Is it-
No longer gets access to hall rentals, so at least I don't think they're letting her in.
So it is that
The kitchen,
Yeah.
I suppose we could close it, but we've always left it open every day. So it's garbage. I'll take it from you. Just put it in a pile right there.
This one?
This one here. Carol, that one.
Okay.
I was trying to get organized too.
This one?
Yes,
Oh, this one. Do you have a different one? Sure, Tyler.
I'm gonna create a new one, or if somebody needs to know about an account, we could bring up the file rather than me, because it's 17 pages. So I gotta print
Right.
times 6 people. Because Steve's not here.
Yeah, so for this meeting, we're not going to have one to do that. I just asked.
I could print one out, that if somebody wants it, Sarah, then we can give it to her. How's that sound?
Very good.
He's a plumbing inspector.
Okay. Is it plumbing?
Well,
I don't know if he ever was, but he's the plumbing inspector.
we can't go do so, because he inspector firms. He does it for, like, most of our high school, like, townships, just like, he's not for that. You know, just in the civilian inspector for that.
His son and my oldest son were in the same grade, really together. So,
With Greg,
not with Greg, with
Oh.
Greg's son.
I was gonna say, it's Greg. I don't know, I'm just calculating, I think he'd probably be about 50.
So, yeah, my son's turning 40, so his son Chris is in the same grade.
Well, hi, Josh. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good.
to say that. They do a lot. So,
Nice. Need to find out when we have to pay him.
For your last time.
Yeah, that's right.
we
Just
are,
have one.
well, Steve is on vacation in Holy Land, and then I don't know about the other two.
Becky's busy doing,
Oh, yeah, that's right, I just see that.
Oh, Becky's not here tonight?
Becky's not here tonight.
Well, good thing you guys showed up.
Is there a,
No, we wouldn't have quorum if one of you this here.
is there a telephone?
Oh, I thought you guys were discounting both of them. No,
Well, that's,
Sarah's coming?
we don't
We
know.
just heard from Steve and Becky.
You wait, collecting anything?
Maybe one more.
So Jennifer, I just saved it over the one that's already on there.
Hi, hi.
How's it going?
Good.
Yeah.
I can't fit through there.
Get that on camera, I can't. Can you just make sure everyone knows it's only about 4 inch space today?
No.
He's not here.
So this is.
I smell like my finger mistake tonight.
Like,
Yeah, campfire, yeah. Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah, so that's a new agenda, the one that's in that, doesn't count the list. The one that's in this packet.
Okay.
And then the one expense report, that's actually in here, so correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, thank you.
See the early bird is
Yeah, that's what I need to look at the dates. He's getting very close. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Mhm. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so if you can take some classes on that during that conference, that would be great.
Yeah, just one piece, like, Mary.
So you're not going.
I just remember I sent you information to that other township.
Was it about data center?
Yeah, the second one, they had two on you. One, was for another, and then one for data. This, or either, or data centers were included in the verbiage.
I don't know what I did with that stuff. You still got hands on for that?
I know I have that email.
I thought that was Sandra Fletcher.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order at 7:00. You roll call please.
Yes, so let's do a motion to assign a moderator.
Okay.
I nominate Jennifer Clever as moderator.
Second.
And I've got Sarah Jo,
Yes, here, present.
I've got Jennifer Clever.
Here.
Carolyn Konechny,
Here.
Laura Norcott. And Gail. So you're sure she's not coming, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Becky,
Absent Steve, absent Becky.
Excellent. All right, the next item on the agenda, the consent agenda. Are there any additions or removals from the consent agenda?
They'll let you know, Sarah, that we had a small complication with the revenue and expense report. The wrong one got printed. The printer's giving me a hard time trying to print out copies, but we have an electronic copy. If you need Jennifer to reference something, she could always pull it up, or I can pull it up.
Yep, she mentioned, thank you.
Okay.
So here's the consent agenda. If there's no questions or additions or removals, can I get somebody to make a motion to approve that?
I'll make that motion. You're welcome.
And that would be also to, motion to approve the minutes.
Yes.
Okay.
12 minutes.
Excellent. Next, we have other bills.
It should look like this, guys. If you're looking for it real quick. That one there. They're all fire department.
Yeah, so these are ones that, just didn't get in the notes for this meeting, and enough time for us to actually.
Yep, Jerry had a small accident, so he was unable to, make it tonight, and he was unable to give me his bills on time, so that's why they're going into other bills.
I have a motion to approve other bills. Do we need to do that, Bill?
Yep, yeah, sure.
All right, on to correspondence. Anybody have any correspondence they'd like to share?
I had, one thing that went to just a few of us. I didn't know if Jerry was going to speak about it tonight, but unfortunately he won't be. He had forwarded us a message from Eric, the fire chief at Lincoln Township. And it was just a really nice message, and I'll just read a couple of things from it. He was just thanking Jerry and the team, for covering calls when they're unable to staff them, that their assistance goes beyond traditional mutual aid responses, and that, their department's willingness speaks volumes about their commitment to public safety, to the communities, and the communities that we collectively share. Speaking of Lincoln and Jerome, that they're, again, the Jerome Township's team's professionalism, reliability, and readiness provide a level of confidence and reassurance that cannot be overstated, and that they're grateful for the working relationship between the departments and for the trust that has been built through their actions. So I know the board is aware, but Jerome Township helps out Lincoln quite a bit because they have, I think, a lot of players who work regular jobs, and we have a very good team that's very versatile, and so a lot of times we are manning those calls when they cannot. And so, so Eric from Lincoln is very appreciative of that. We've got an agreement with them. He was just relaying to Jerry, and he shared it with the board how appreciative that they are, that our fire department is willing to do that. So I just wanted to share that. And that was all I had for first correspondence. Anybody else?
No.
Okay. Special guests. Deputy Charles, or is that?
Charlie, you're up.
Me?
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll run it quick here. Been a while since I've been here. So this one goes back a little way too. We've been trying to get a historical marker from the Historical Society of Michigan for the Jack Pine Racing, and it's been approved. So it won't be long before we get it. I think at this point, it'll probably go in right on the corner in the flower garden. I think that's how it will go. The bathroom was repainted by two lady painters for free, and they kind of remodeled all the artifacts and kind of changed around. Two members of the museum committee have replaced the aging nature display with a new trapper cabin display. Got a window that gives a 3D look. Got a kind of a shelf out front that got a bunch of pelts on it. The kids are invited to touch and
Kids
feel.
friendly, and it looks very nice.
It was made it very nice. They also moved the rock display into the corner. We received a couple of donations of literature and barberine pictures, old-time barberine pictures. The boxcar has been professionally painted with proper numbers and color scheme, and it's proper now. It was painted black before, and it was supposed to be this light, or this dark blue. And so now it's got the right color scheme on it. And actually has the numbers, the actual numbers of the car. So, Founders Day was a huge success, despite the cooler weather. Addition of a new burner on the bean pot, hopefully that speeded things up. Still heard some complaints that people would like it cooked a little bit more than it is, but we're working on that. So.
Can't make everybody happy.
Pardon?
You can't make everybody happy.
No, that's true. That's, let's see, where are we? The museum hosted Halloween at the museum with the Eagles across the street. They actually, kind of put it on and touched base with us and asked if we could host it. And we did that. It was a huge success. They probably will do it again next year. Christmas lights are being replaced with LED. We tended to charge the circuit and throw a few breakers now and then. So now that the breakers are better, and hopefully reducing the electric bill. So LEDs take very little light, so they're very little energy. The museum ran an underground cable from the main building over to the big wheel and then to the riverbank. And then we were able to take power over to the railroad bridge. And on the rail trail, we actually lighted it this year, so. That appeared to be a pretty good success. Everybody seemed to like it. Christmas parade ended at the museum. We offered, along with the Eagles, offered hot chocolate and cookies. And that seemed to be all right. We wish more people would kind of stick around after the Christmas parade got done. For Santa Express, over 1,059 children went through the museum on the 6 nights. And of course, they were accompanied with parents, 989 parents. So a total of 2,048 people visited the museum for Santa Express. So it's really starting to push Founders Day for getting attendance at the museum. So many thanks go to all those that donated toys for Santa Express. Especially want to thank the American Legion and the Eagles Club. They both hosted toy drives. And they donated a majority of the toys to the Santa Express.
And I have to say, the toys aren't just dollar store toys.
Yeah,
And
they're
they
nice.
try and, it's funny, because when it works, there's one person who kind of listens to what the kids tell Santa, and then they tell the person in the back, they look for it. And so when the kids get the toy, they usually, a lot of times can match what they want, and their face just lights up. So they work hard at providing a lot of variety of toys.
Yeah. And we came through this year pretty good. We still have a number of toys for next year left over, so we're doing pretty well. The Centennial and +6 is meeting with us at our board meeting. Many activities are already planned. It will probably go most of the spring and summer and fall, and hopefully it gets well attended. And the purchase of 2266 Smith Street continues, so hopefully we'll get that going pretty soon.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, the next item is Township Audit Report for the fire department. I believe that's, right?
No.
No, okay. And then we have Jerry's items. I don't know if anybody else has the constable or the ordinance enforcement.
We don't have any of his reports tonight.
Unfortunately, Jerry isn't able to be with us tonight. Hopefully he'll be back with us next time. Treasurer report, okay, so that's maybe. So beginning of December, property taxes go out, and so that's where a lot of our income is coming from now. So if you look at the 101, the general fund, the majority of our income is taxes, and we get a revenue share check every 2 months. So then we have payroll going in and out, we have legal bills. We paid for the bills, those are our credits. The fire fund, the 206, which is the operations and maintenance, the money coming in was from the Lincoln Fire Department. Again, we're collecting property taxes, so that's showing up in those accounts, that and the 213 as well. The rest, so the private roads, liquor, the Jerome Township hall, those are just small accounts with very little activity in those generally. Solid waste, same thing, we collect taxes for recycling and trash pickup, and that's pretty much in and out there. Water fund, same thing, and then the tax collection, again, we've got money coming in, we collect a lot more than we keep. Steve's number was the township only keeps 11% of the taxes we actually collect, so a lot of people don't actually realize that, but we do collect a lot of taxes. The majority of it does not stay with us, so we're very careful to do our due diligence and spend the money wisely. So that's my report.
I
And
make a motion to file.
turn to Kyle. Ready?
I don't know if I'm ready. We used to Jerry talking for an hour.
Well, I can get him on the phone. He's got a lot of important things to say.
No burials in December. We've already had 2 in January. If you've been down the cemetery, we do have a bunch of down limbs, parts of trees scattered everywhere.
Anything get damaged?
No, there are some bigger branches laying on a couple of monuments, but it didn't do any damage to them.
Damaged the park?
Yeah. We do have a tree limb that I need to get in contact with you about. That is over the top of one of the driveways there. We have to have somebody come in and get it down. It's broke off and it's just hanging there. So I feel like if there's a strong wind that you usually get, it'll just fall down, but
Who did you use last time? Bloomfield?
no. Top flight,
Oh. It's a pretty good price.
yeah. This would be a few $100, I would assume, because you just gotta go up in a bucket and pull this branch down.
Do you know if he has a bucket?
He does.
He does. Why don't you give him a call and, we're gonna have to have it done anyway.
Yeah, I just don't wanna fall on somebody if they're driving through there and it just falls.
Absolutely.
It's a big pine branch.
Should we make a motion to say that, or?
I don't know how much to put on it. Let's make a motion to, not exceed $600.
I agree with that.
Sounds good.
And with the lake coming back, I want everybody to think about, a new water source for the cemetery. As the old one is dried up and I don't think it'll be running anymore. Whether it's a simple drill, have a well driller come in and drill you a shallow well. Or if you guys wanna get the pump house going again, I don't know how that all works. I'm assuming you guys pumped it from the lake, it used to be.
We pumped it from the lake.
I don't know the cost of any of those, so I don't know.
I just seem to recall people really liked the water, but there was other trouble. Like, I don't know if it was mechanical or, but there
You're
were
talking about
other,
the new pump or the old pump?
I can't recall. So I'm just thinking through, I know people really like the water, but have we talked about this at all since the lake drained? Because that was definitely where we were getting water.
Right. We discontinued that pump house and then, Justin built he drilled down and whatever he did, I think he went down 10 feet or something.
Sure.
He found water, but apparently from what he's saying, it comes up way too much, so it's not working out.
If we don't get rain like we did last year, there's no water in it.
So by the time the lake comes back, that's about the time that we're gonna wanna get that pump going again anyway, because people can't do anything with it right now. So I think maybe we just let it rest for a little bit.
Yeah, I just want people to think about it for, like feedback. We did do the ceremony in the cemetery for Wreaths Across America. We did put over 300 wreaths on veterans' headstones. We had over 70 volunteers from all over the state. It was a very cold day. We did have the chapel warmed up, and we did have hot chocolate in there and cookies for all the volunteers.
And it went fast.
Yeah.
Like, with that number of volunteers, we were only there less than an hour.
Right. It was nice.
It was very moving, it was a really nice.
Yeah, it was a good ceremony, and
Mhm.
that's it for me.
Thanks, Cal.
So, are you gonna call Top Light?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And that tree limb, it's over which gate?
Section C.
Section C, so over by the veterinarian memorial?
Yep.
Jennifer, we actually need to vote on that motion for the tree limit.
Okay. So you made the motion, is there any discussion about, spending not more than $600 on removing that tree limit? No? All right. Oh, sorry.
All in favor?
All opposed? Thank you. Motion carried. Okay, now we're on to the other commissions. Do we have a planning commission report?
I should have planned for this. So what are we working on? We're working on installing the cemetery rules into the ordinances. It's gonna take some time. It's gotta be worked on pretty hard. We also heard from, we had Jim Weisbrot showed up, talked about fence ordinances. We're looking into that. We're researching it. There's too many things on the plate right now. What am I missing? I know you were there that.
Yeah, we talked about, we took a couple volunteers to bring together some data on short-term rentals. And
Right.
Jerry,
Jerry Perpute,
Yeah.
is heading that.
is heading that, and there was a couple of us that work on getting him some different data points for consideration. Just baseline research is that, there are a couple townships in our area that are already doing things. I don't have that data with me ready to go, but, I'll provide that to Jerry, and then Jay's suggestion was that there's alignment between, should we do something, Jerome Township would be, at the table with both the village and then the chain of like, so making sure that,
Edenville especially.
yeah, Edenville especially, but also considering what we're doing in Smallwood, Secord, Gladwin County, like, just, not that everybody has to do everything exactly the same. We're just trying to simplify, so it's not like one area is way more restricted than the other. But I'll tell you, in a 100-mile radius, it is all over the board, what people are doing. And
Yeah,
it's-
to add to that, I called the Higgins Lake clerk, figuring Higgins is probably going through it too.
Mhm,
They're going through it big time, you know. So she sent me down their draft, which has gone through legal already, so that's good. We wouldn't have to pay for updating that. And she's gonna go to her planning commission, who did all the research that went into that draft. And it's from other townships.
Yeah.
And she's gonna give that to me, so I'm waiting on that.
Great,
And I know Jerry got something big, he just told me about it the other day, he found something that, I don't remember what it was.
Great, so that's what the planning commission is working on, do you have anything else here?
no, I mean, we've talked loosely about, especially because it's been in the news recently, data centers. It's really early to have those conversations, so it's something we should be thinking about as a township overall, not saying yes or no to them, but, retaining zoning authority. But that's, I mean, more broadly, Steve's recommendation is, what do we think about focusing on future land use overall from a zoning perspective? So that we're more, thinking in a more future-ready capacity than just trying to identify individual issues and then trying to remedy that. Super hard to do, right? But I do think, rural America is definitely, a desirable place for things like data centers, so I think we should be prepared for that. Maybe all the infrastructure doesn't exist for that today, but it could in the future in this area, so just something to be thinking about. I don't think it's imminent, but
But it's good to have your kind of.
Yeah.
We also did, Gilbert. I had it on my mind. It's gone.
Okay,
Well, you can remind us.
71 years of degradation, it happens.
okay.
What did we talk about?
I feel like that was it. I mean, I was an audience
Oh,
member.
the 5-year plan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we're in the middle of creating a 5-year plan. We did a 5-year plan, we don't like it. or better said, the board doesn't like it, the planning commission does. So we're gonna have them rewrite it and have it make more sense to residents. Because right now it's written really well for somebody who's not even really well, partially well for somebody that's on the planning commission. But residents don't understand it. So we gotta get that thing rewritten, and we're working on that. That's it.
And I did offer my help for that too, but I was just informed and we're, they got me the data, so that would help them tell the story, so, as a volunteer.
All right, water district. I attended that meeting as treasurer, and last month we approved the budget for the water district. It's a really good setup, the gentleman who does all those numbers. It's just, he's been with the water district forever and he really knows a lot, so, I have a lot of faith in those numbers. So they did that, in January, we reappoint or appoint members. Sometimes there's some shuffling around, I know the current chairman of the board has decided that he was appointed because somebody else stepped down, that he does not want to be chairman, so it'll be interesting how the meeting goes next week, who steps up to the plate. Again, it's very important that we have, that board and all the people on it, because they do dedicate a lot of time and knowledge to it, so. That was the water district meeting, Parks and Rec.
Okay, so, you probably remember last meeting, Kathy Kinkema came and talked about 2 grants that she'd asked us about for, the shuffleboard course at the park. And, so she's been working on that and applied for the town grant, and that's been approved. So we're gonna get $5,000, and I guess you know about the money coming to us somehow. And
I
so,
think it goes to Jennifer though.
well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, it's gonna go in Steve's name and, but it's for Jennifer.
Yeah, and so, the Hemlock Semiconductor Grant, I think that one needed a match. And so the town grant was free, and so that's gonna go 5,000 towards the match to the Hemlock Semiconductor Grant. So she's working on that right now.
She's already asked me for documentation for it.
Yeah, the name or something like that. So hopefully next week we'll have, next month we'll have word on that. Yeah, good news.
Yeah, money,
Yeah.
These grants
Free
are.
money. We like it.
And we have a tree down in that park right now, did you know about that?
Oh,
So it hit the dog fence.
no.
Sound familiar? And, here, I'll share it with you.
Did it damage the fence field?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at probably 550 to fix
So
that one.
where was it on the website, the back side, front side?
Katie took that picture. I didn't go there. I didn't want to walk through the snow.
Looks
And
like
dainty
it's,
feet.
it looks like it's kind of by the trail. Like, if you go on the trail.
One by the dog park entrance.
It still
No,
keeps
on the
dogs
other
in.
side, on the other side. I think it's like, as you're going into the wooded part.
Okay.
Cause that's, yeah, well, yeah, dogs are gonna get, so I don't know how fast we have to get that taken care of.
So in that case, I would like to make a motion not to exceed $600. I think it'll be about $500 to $550.
Did you run something somewhere like that? The insurance before, or not?
We can.
I just know that it had happened before, and I didn't know if that had gone through the insurance.
Yeah, and it depends on how they handle it. I think, what did they tell us, $1,000 a tree? Maybe, so maybe we won't have to pay for it, but I want to get a motion
Okay.
in case I have to fire up. I'd like to use Bloomfield for it. But motion bill, not NTE, $600 for fence repair.
discussion about that one tonight, I'll just make some questions.
We'll just go back to the people that built the fence to repair
I gotta go to the insurance company and let them know about it, but then I gotta get a quote from, Midland
it.
Fence.
Fence.
Yeah, I don't know about the tree. Maybe Midland Fence will take it away for us. When they did Sullivan Cemetery over here, I told them, hey, it's damaged. And they never said, hey, come get this tree out or we won't fix it. They must have done it themselves, so maybe they'll do it here too.
Yeah, that tree looks like it'd be easy to take down. It's already down and it's not gonna be, it's about 15-inch diameter.
12 sounds big. Sounds heavy.
Yeah.
I see the oak trees that came down our yard. That's little.
And we voted on that, right?
No, so you
No.
made a motion, is there any more discussion on the motion tonight? If not, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Sorry.
Good. I'm gonna do consent on that. Motion carried. Are there any other committee reports? Excellent. On to brief public comment on specific agenda items. So our agenda up there, everybody has a copy if you'd like it. Would any of you guys like to comment on our agenda items? Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Old business, administrative office remodeling updated estimate was 6-foot service window. So we had an estimate before that the board approved. We decided to get another estimate with a larger window. Steve thought that it would be more inviting. We had a bigger window. So he got an estimate for that. So the estimate is in your packet. It's a little bit more than the old one.
Was it 10,000?
Yes, the 10,362.
And previously, what did we agree on previously, like 8,500, I think?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So again, this is the same vendor that we approved prior, so there's no issue with that.
Yeah, we've been talking about doing this for well over a year now.
Right.
And it needs to be done. I think it needs to look more like a reception area than what it does right now.
So I would like to make a motion to approve the estimate to review Katie's office for the 10,36202. Is there any discussion on that?
No.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried.
So Jennifer, do we have a piece of paperwork on this in our packet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one.
No, I just put it on the,
Says estimate.
I'll find it. It's gotta be in here somewhere. I'll find it later.
Excellent, on to new business. So the first item is the MTA Spring Conference, April 20th through the 23rd. It's at the Grand Traverse Resort. If you guys got your Township magazines, all the information is in there, but in your packet, I printed just three pieces that I thought were most important. So it has obviously the cover page, it has a synopsis of what every day looks like, and then the last 2 pages are options for attending. So you can attend the whole conference, you can attend a single day, and there are some that you can even just pay $100 and you can get them on demand. So for those people who might not be able to attend the whole weekend, but would still be interested in some of the items on that agenda, then that would be, I think, good to attend. And several people, or some people have attended that one before, right? The one in the Grand Traverse.
MTA
Yeah.
conference, yeah.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. So the motion, Steve's note. So there's an early bird, I believe. Housing opens up in January. The early bird runs through March 23rd, so if you're interested in going, once we go up there, we'll pay for it.
So early bird
This
is,
is-
Yes, thank you, March 23rd. So notify Neil before that, so that we can get the special rates, please. So I would like to make a motion to allow township officials, which would include all elected officials within the township, their appointed deputies, the fire chief and the fire chief's appointed deputies, planning commission members and zoning board of appeal members to attend the MTA conference, and the township will cover the cost. Any discussion or questions on that?
no, I just wanna make sure that those of you that are gonna do it, you've gotta get me the information before that early bird. I don't wanna pay the full price.
Right.
And then, the other thing is, you've gotta move faster than March, whatever it was, that March 23rd, because we have to get your hotel. So I have to be on the phone at 9 o'clock in the morning on the 25th of this month. And I have to know exactly who's going, what day you're going up, what night you're staying over, and what day you're leaving, and if you need a hotel for the night before, that kind of stuff. You gotta give me all those details before the 25th of this month.
Of January.
January.
So you're gonna take care of the housing thing this time, remember, we had that issue where.
I'm trying to remember the
where-
process. I think I just do a reservation, and then you guys get a notice. In order for me to do the payment, I'd have to call each one of your hotels. Hopefully, I'm gonna get you all, every one of you in the Grand Traverse. But I'd have to call Grand Traverse and say, I want the following people to be on my credit card.
Okay. Remember?
Yeah. it's-
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need tax forms.
Yeah.
And I'm still gonna have you give them tax forms. They expect that.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not going, okay.
I have a conflict.
But again, there's the online things, and if there's something you're really interested in, for like $150, you can have like webinars.
That would be like after the fact.
Probably, yeah, if that's more conducive to your staff. So I made that motion, is there any more discussion, questions?
No.
All those in favor of approving, all those, like I said, to go to the MTA conference?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, live streaming open meetings, Sarah, Joe, are you prepared to talk about that?
So I have some notes here, I wanna propose to the township that we move forward, or we move toward live streaming all required Open Meeting Act meetings and making those recordings available online for public viewing. So I had asked to add this to tonight's agenda. Let me give you a little context first. So the approach is increasingly common across Michigan townships and local governments, and it is permitted with the Michigan Open Meetings Act. Live streaming would not change how meetings are conducted or how public comment is handled. It would simply provide a way to observe township business when they cannot attend in person. The intent is to increase trust and transparency. So to keep this manageable, I'm not proposing tonight that we decide on platforms, equipment, or policies tonight. Instead, what I'd like to ask is that we form a small working group to identify what are the equipment needs, what's that cost gonna be, is there any requirement to review any policies or have notice considerations, and to bring back a concise recommendation to the board. So a group go off, do that, make a recommendation, provide it to the board for consideration, and then that keeps the decision-making with the board while allowing details to be developed through, thoughtful conversation. This is really normal. School boards do this, county officials do this, so I think it's just us getting in line with what would be expected of us. So my motion tonight is that we form a small committee, but before I make that motion, I wanna understand who's interested in that. I do think Steve didn't confirm, but it sounded like he was interested in being part of that conversation. I think you are willing to do that too, Gil.
Yeah.
Now, when you have a working group, my question is, do you have to be thoughtful about quorum? Like, what if 4 of us wanna do it? Is that make a quorum and then you think it's no longer a small working group?
No matter what, we have to treat it as an open meeting.
Sure, so you just come together, you post it, you come together to have the conversation.
And then we bring it to the board.
Okay,
We don't make any motions in it, but
sure,
we still
okay,
have to open it to the public.
got it. And my desire would be that we would have this figured out, you know, by the May meeting or June meeting, ready
Can
to,
I add a wee bit
Yeah.
to this?
of course,
I had already been working on this before you even brought
Sure.
it up, and I've been working with Larkin on it. They have got the coolest device over there. I think it sits in the middle of the floor somewhere. And it keeps track of what's behind and it keeps track of what's in front. If one of us stops, the camera automatically starts focusing in on us. And when they want to post it to the web, they use Microsoft Teams,
right,
which I thought would be a double benefit because I've always wanted to have a chat interface in here for when we need it between the offices. It's about $1,045 for that thing. That's it, out the door,
Yeah, that's.
ready to set up.
Yeah.
yeah.
That sounds
I
good.
think we just have to decide too, like roles and responsibilities, like if we're gonna do it for this meeting, it needs to be for every open meeting, right? Like if the township is responsible for, I'm not imposing that onto the village. But that's why I think we still need to kind of work out that kind of policy and procedure around it, like somebody's gotta be responsible for setting it up and turning it on and turning it off.
Right.
So, I think we should do all of that at the same time.
Yeah,
So I thrive with process, so,
over in Larkin, the treasurer actually handles the whole thing. I wouldn't put that on.
Yeah.
you.
treasurer / the
Yes.
TV.
Your specialty, Gil, so.
Yeah. My motion, so, I'm sorry, Gil, I think you did want to be part of that conversation, I know
Yeah.
Steve does. Laura,
I'm all for it, I think, I mean,
do you want to be part of the working group, I guess, is part of it?
I don't need to be, I think that I don't know a lot about this stuff, I mean, I have no idea what you just said, but I think it sounded great. So I would probably just sit there and say, oh, wow, that's cool, so.
Yeah, okay.
But are you gonna be the chair, or would you lead the group, or?
I don't think that there is necessarily to be a leader in the group, but just who is the in the group.
Yeah.
I agree with Laura, I think it's a great idea. I would be happy to participate if you want more input from people. So,
So I'll include you then,
sure.
okay? Jennifer?
It's not my area of expertise,
Okay.
so I'm happy to vote on whatever you guys bring back, and I'm sure it'll be thorough. So.
Okay. So my motion tonight is to, form a small committee to identify the basic equipment needs, policies and procedures, and make a recommendation for the board to pursue live streaming all required open meetings. And that committee will include Gil, Steve, myself, and Carolyn.
Sounds good.
I'm not even, I think if we asked Becky would do it, but I don't, we'll certainly have her vote on it when it comes.
So did you get all that, Bill?
Yes, got it.
Excellent. Any more discussion about Sarah Joe's motion? No? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for that, Sarah Jo.
Yep.
The last thing under new business is First Amendment training. At the last meeting, Sarah Jo mentioned, and I agreed that it might be a good idea to have some training, as far as the First Amendment auditor stuff. And so I did contact MTA. They did send me an article about it a little bit. It was like 3 or 4 years old. And I did go on their website, found a webinar, Keep Home, Carry On. I sent that to you guys
Okay.
via email if you're interested in it. I have a few more articles in your packet along those lines. If you're interested in that, Yeah, a lot of it is not necessarily our rights and their rights, it's more what to do in that specific situation. So it is good information, but talking to Bill and talking to Katie and just thinking about me in the office myself, if this happens, then Katie and Gil are very well versed as far as what should and should not be done. So we're very confident in that. Katie has a very good idea of what's going on, Gil does as well. So it's good, I think, general information for us, but I think for the majority of the board, we're not going to be in that situation. So if you want the information, it's in your packet. The other thing that I read was that sometimes police forces will offer training. So if anybody has a resource there and they're interested in inviting somebody to speak to the board about those types of situations and how to handle it correctly, that might be something the board would be willing to do. But at this point, I'm very confident that Gil and Katie know what to do. And so I'm just kind of leaving that up to the board, and I just wanted to bring it as like a follow-up because I said that I would call, so.
Yeah, I think my biggest desire about suggesting that is that we are compliant. That is, I think that's super important, and that's so I don't pretend to be an expert. I'm not here nearly as often as many of the other people who work in the building. Typically only here during open meetings, but I just want to make sure that everyone has the opportunity to be compliant with what is expected of them. And that we're affording the right, rights to members of the community, people who.
I think that material pretty much covers it.
Okay.
Yeah,
And thanks for sending the link to the video, I'll definitely take a look at it.
and I did print, like there were notes, I printed notes as well, but it was like 18 pages, so if you do want, just like, the, whatever you call it, the notes from the video, then by all means, I can put those up and give those to you as well. But yeah, basically, yeah, it was a lot of good general information, but like I said, we really can kind of put it on.
You said you sent the link to the video?
Yes, to your, trustee, so it should be okay.
Thanks for doing it, Jennifer.
Consideration of other matters, if you don't mind, Gil, I'll go first, because I forgot one of Jerry's things.
Yeah, the first, are we supposed to be talking about this? I don't even, no, okay.
That was Steve's email.
Yeah, I didn't know why we were, why it was in
That
the
was
packet.
just in case.
No, and that was just for planning commission to remind me that we were talking about census and stuff.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, you go first.
Okay, so I forgot, I spoke to Jerry tonight, again, it's unfortunate that he wasn't be here. I don't know how much to say, so I guess I won't say anything. The only thing he was asking for is Connor Smith is a lieutenant in the fire department, and he is going to take training to become a state certified fire department trainer. The state actually pays for the training, and Jake was interested, or wanted to know if the board could possibly pay for mileage and lunch. That he believes that the training is actually in Bay County, so it's not going to be an overnight thing, it is a 5-day session. But he wanted to know if the board would agree to pay for mileage and lunch for Connor to attend this training, which would be a very big benefit to the township. Jerry said he actually does have 2 fire department trainers on staff, but their schedules are kind of inconsistent, and he thinks that Connor's an amazing addition to the department anyways, but he just knows that this would benefit Jerome Township.
So mileage is already part of the policy though,
It is.
right? So the real question is only the lunch, right? But we have rules about that too, right?
We do.
Yeah.
We follow IRS,
Yeah,
and, it doesn't allow it if the facility provides lunch. Right,
so you
so,
can only expense lunch for an all-day training.
like, for example, if you went to, the conference, right? And you didn't want to eat the lunch they were providing for free, and you decided to go out, you're not getting paid back.
So this isn't really a board thing, then, we don't need to vote on
It's
this.
whatever the policy is, right?
Yeah, it's whatever the policy is, and we cover that, so.
Alright.
Yep.
So yes.
So I guess the response to him is to follow the policy.
So what is the policy? What would be the response?
Well, that is a problem. Jerry doesn't have a policy manual. Maybe we should be giving him one. We didn't create one. At least I don't think.
But he falls under the township policy, right? You're saying he doesn't
Yes.
have physically in possession of a policy.
He doesn't have the policy manual itself.
So maybe, maybe Katie can provide that too, we can get
Yeah,
that.
go ahead and
I don't know
I'll
that it's
forget.
a board item, you're right, I think it's a township administrative.
Because Jerry does submit expenses for mileage or occasional duty to fire department, so that is something that we need to do. All right, then I think we're just on, again, we're still on other matters, so we have several motions, I'll just do mine real quick, and then Gil can do all of his. I have a motion to make a budget amendment. Budget amendment for the revenue account 206,000,680, Lincoln Township Fire Department reimbursement, was never budgeted for in 25-26 because we weren't 100% sure if we were going to be receiving revenue for them, so there was a zero line item there. My budget amendment is that we change that to $20,000 because that's our approximate annual income from the Lincoln Fire Department.
That's a good budget amendment. I like that.
More money, yeah.
More money, we like it.
So I make that motion, is there any questions or discussion on that? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Go on to yours.
So, we had a hall renter, and as you guys know, we don't usually refund those unless the board approves it. I'd like to ask that you guys consider, Katie Keene rented the hall, she paid everything in full and had a family issue that was pretty grave, and we'd like to give her money back, all of it.
Didn't we do that last meeting? Or
Not
was that
Katie
different?
Keene,
That
it
was
was a different one.
Wow.
That was the one that had the.
That was the one that had the disruption during the, yeah.
This is different.
This is different, yep. Now I've got down on here 250, that's because I wrote it too long ago. I've since given her back 100, because she always gets the deposit back, right? So really, this should say 150 right here.
So that motion from Gil, is there
Yes.
questions or discussions on that one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Do we have reasons in, the policy of why people might get their deposits back?
It's just kind of very general, it says that it's up to the board.
Right, the policy is you don't, or it's not refundable.
Right.
So so the rental fee, so any exception to that is why it requires the board approval. So the policy is none, but we also try to be reasonable
Right.
to the resident, yes, exactly.
And then the last two, these are real simple, I'll try to go through them fast. As you know, budget amendments have to be passed by the board, so in publishing, we have gone over by $800. It's mostly due to the legals that we had to do for ordinances. It gets kind of chunky and it costs a lot more, so the motion is to increase the publishing account by $800 from the fund balance.
And is this part of the CREO work that we did, that we think that, yeah,
It's mostly the
Yeah.
CREO.
okay.
All right, are there any other questions or discussion on increasing the publishing account?
No.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried.
And then the last one, every year, the 213 account has to be audited for the loan that's on, the USDA loan that's on the firehouse. And they charged us $800 more this year than they did last year. So that's to increase that account right there, 213-336-804, the audit account by
How much more do we have to pay off before we don't have to do that again?
You have to get it down to, I think, what was it, 170,000? And then you don't have to audit it anymore?
Yeah, I thought it was what you guys have. I could be, I must be
And I
wrong.
could be wrong too. If something
Is
goes
that
against
something we can just
170,
look at again, like as we're going into the budgeting process for 2026, 2027? Just look at it and say, what is it gonna take to get us to the point where we can be relieved of this audit expense? Like what would we have to pay down? And do we have adjustments that we can make in our budgeting process that would help us get to that goal faster?
Because it was like 1,800 this year, wasn't it?
what was 1,800?
The
audit?
The cost of the audit.
Oh,
I
I'm
think so.
not sure.
Well, if it was 800 and it increased by 800, I think that means 1,600, but that's a significant amount of expense for audit. So, and plus I know it's a lot of labor costs. Getting all the documentation and things like that together, so,
Well, the audit for the township is almost $9,000.
yeah.
And then the audit, and we're required by law to do
Yes,
that
of
audit
course.
every year. But that one there, we're required, or they take the loan away,
Yeah, right,
and we owe immediately, so.
Right.
I think we need to lower our expectations for next year's budget. Because we'll talk about it then during the budget workshop, but I think that if we did do a decrease on that loan, it would have to be lower than what we did last year.
yeah, sure, oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
100%. No, we definitely don't wanna deplete reserves by any means, I'm just saying, what if we found, I have no idea what it is, but what if the number was $100,000, it's like, well,
Right, and we can split that
Yes,
over like 3 years
exactly.
and then get that.
yes, exactly, so just a plan, is all I'm saying, just to try to accelerate.
Because that was a great thing we did last year.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it every year, I wish we
Yeah.
could, we could get rid of that thing real fast.
Yeah, right,
But we can't.
right, too risky, okay,
But that was a nice job. All right, is that all the other matters?
Yeah, that's,
I think we have to vote on this, so.
Oh, sorry, that one, yes. Any more discussion about the $800 audit account adjustment? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All passed, Bill. No other matters? I'm sorry, is there any other matters?
not for me, no.
Public comment, please keep to 3 minutes or less. Once again, any public comment? No, whatever. Okay, excellent. Board member comments.
New record, 57 minutes, nice job.
Oh,
So we got a lot done, so. Motion to adjourn.
yeah, let's do that. Awesome. All those in favor to adjourn?
Aye,
Aye.
thank you.
Thank you.
It was fast last time, she did it.
I know, it
Not
must
so
be
fast.
Steve.
Yeah. There's a lot of pauses on Steve's office. He does a great job.
Well,
Jerry wants to do it, but
Yeah, Dave wasn't here, that was a big part.
Is this yours or
No.
mine?
How'd you do it?
All right, thanks you guys.
Well, that was a good meeting. Thank all you guys for watching this, Midland, Michigan Media. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Almost to 1,000. Real close, only like 8 or 9 away. I'm gonna walk down here. I'll show you guys that sign that they put up. Just kind of glancing around here, see if there's any other ones around. I can't say I'm really impressed with what's going on right now with the board. We're getting educated on our rights. That's impressive. It's good things. Getting training. Gonna start live streaming hopefully within 6 months. That helps you guys in the community in Jerome Township and all over this whole state, this country. If anybody wants to jump in and watch and see what's happening, they can do that. Might even save me from coming here, so. But we appreciate you guys. We're gonna walk down and show you guys that sign down here.
It's got the hole sticking out like that.
Oh, maybe right here, huh?
I think it's a jack,
Still
in the window?
probably. That's not free. See you, take care.
You too. Hey, thank you for motioning that to start live streaming
Yeah, all
at
of
some
them.
point.
Like,
Yeah.
let's be consistent.
Yeah. It does help a lot of people in the community. I get a lot of people on my YouTube that are just like, we can't make it
Yeah,
just because they got kids or whatever, but they can pop it up on the
well, you
TV at
definitely
home.
inspired me, so.
Thank you.
Thank you, take care.
You too. So here's that policy. This part right here, we will never comply with. That is a violation. Hopefully they get rid of that at some point. Groups of 5 or more, that makes no sense. I could probably by the end of the year, I could get more than 5 here. Doing the same thing I'm doing, so. But hopefully they keep going over this, and once these things start getting eliminated, as they get educated, as you heard there, Sarah Jo, she's trying for us, people. She's trying. Yeah, it is. It's, government employees do not want to get surprised doing something bad or saying something bad or inappropriate behavior between the employees. And that's why we don't have to give them notice. That's what the whole thing is, the First Amendment, freedom of press and all that, just to show up and catch them in their natural reactions. See what's happening, see what they're doing. This is actually the office that they're talking about redoing, taking this door out, making it a hallway, and putting a bigger window in there, closing it off, putting a door back here. So the receptionist has a door that she can close and be behind a wall with the window and all that, all because I come up here. Sounds like she's learning. She's not only a receptionist, she's a deputy clerk. If you guys haven't seen it, I come up, I think it was last week, I come up here, filled out a FOIA request, and I will give them kudos for that. I filled it out, get a copy of their oath of office, and I received a response the very next day of a picture, not an actual copy, but a picture of all their oath of office. I do have a question about one of them. It didn't look like it was signed. I think it was the treasurer's. So we'll come back up and do a FOIA for that. There was something else. Oh, their Facebook page. They have a Facebook page called Jerome Township. If I try to get on it, if I go on Facebook, I can't get on it. I can't find it. Don't pop up. You go on Google, it's there. You go on their government page, it's there. There's links to it. They post government business on there. I believe I'm blocked from it, so we're gonna have to come up and do a FOIA request to see who's in charge, what the reason is that I'm blocked. We'll figure it out. We'll see what happens with that. Definitely need to get back on. I don't even know why I'd be kicked off from it, but we'll find out. Yeah, appreciate you guys watching, hanging out. I've had a long day, long evening. I'm gonna head on home here in a minute and chill with the kiddos and get this video uploaded for you guys. It takes a little while, but we'll get it. Again, I thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, share this out to everybody. If anybody is on there that's watching this is on their Facebook page, send them a message, send them a message, see why I'm not on, why I'm blocked from there. You can reach out to me. I'm not hard to find. My name's Timothy Hand. I don't hide my identity. Don't need to. Small community. Most people know me anyway, so nothing to hide here. Y'all can look up anything you want on me. Ask me any questions. I'm an open book. So. Get kicked off because you question authority. Yeah, I can't remember when, but it had to have been a while ago because I don't remember since I've been coming here sharing anything but it had to have been a while ago. Something happened. But since it's a government page, it is ran by the officials. I believe it's Katie. Katie Brought is designated as the administrator on that. So we'll figure it out though. I don't believe I should be blocked from that if I question authority. So this is part of asking questions, doing news stories, whatever you want to call it, First Amendment audits, redressing our government. It's just what it is. So it's snowing out here, guys. It's cold. I'm gonna get off here. Can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Trying to get out and do whatever I can, as much as I can. Sometimes it's difficult, it's cold, So thank you all for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Midland, Michigan Media. We out here giving you the news. Oh, when the cops were called on you. Yeah, maybe I did try to share it that day. Or share a clip of it. I guess we'll look into that. We'll get documentation at least from who's ever in charge, who's ever has to go through. We'll get documentation of it and see what we can do to get back on there so we can share these videos too. Because they did great tonight in their meeting. They're efficient. They're always trying to do what's best for the township. As you heard the treasurer say, they only keep 11% of the taxes that come through here. So in my mind, that's pretty damn good. So, but Midland, Michigan Media, bringing you the news that matters to you, the mainstream won't show you. Thanks for watching. Peace.